Hello ladies and gentlemen, today we are going to tell you about vampire bats have an unusual blood-only diet that's high in protein but lacking in other nutrients. Now a new study hints that missing genes may explain how the flying mammals survive on nothing but blood meals lapped from their victims' open wounds in the dead of night, the Scientist magazine reported in the new study posted October 19 to the preprint database. bioRxiv researchers compared the genome of the common vampire bat with those of 25 other bat species. The analysis revealed that D. rotundus lacks functional copies of 13 genes that appear in the other bats. These missing genes are either completely absent from the vampire's genome or they contain so many mutations that they likely can't produce functional proteins. Study co-author Michael Hiller, a genomicist at the LOEWE Centre for Translational Biodiversity Genomics in Germany, told the scientist, and it turns out vampire bats might benefit from having dished these 13 genes. Losing the genes may help them extract nutrients from blood in ways other bats can't. According to the study, which has not been peer-reviewed, for example, 2 of the missing genes drive the secretion of insulin from the pancreas, with insulin being a hormone that regulates the amount of sugar in the blood by moving glucose into cells. Past studies have shown that vampire bats secrete little insulin, which makes sense given that the blood they drink contains few carbohydrates, Hiller told the scientist. This lack of insulin secretion may help the bats conserve what legal sugar they consume by keeping that sugar available in the bloodstream. He said the vampire bat genome also lacked a gene called rep15, which is usually activated in the cells of gastrointestinal tract. The authors noted in their study losing this gene would likely increase the amount of iron that can slip into the bat's gastrointestinal cells by boosting the number of doors that iron can pass through on the cell surface. These iron-laden cells would therefore turn over more quickly than in other bats, helping the vampires efficiently rid themselves of all the iron acquired through their diets and thus avoid metal poisoning, the study authors wrote. And other missing genes, CTRL, would usually turn down the activity of trypsin, an enzyme involved in protein digestion and absorption. Several of other missing genes appear to be involved in the bat's digestion and metabolism, whereas others are related to the bat's cognitive abilities and vision, the authors noted, and some of the missing genes have unknown effects on the bat's physiology and warrant further study. 3 of the 13 missing genes had actually been uncovered through previous research published in the journals Molecular Biology and Evolution and Proceedings of the Royal Society B. These genes would usually code for taste receptors that detect sweet and bitter flavors, which are largely absent from vampire bats' diets. So if you are looking forward to more interesting news, don't forget to subscribe and comment.